In the name of God, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Today in this gospel group, we hear the healing of 10 lepers, the event that Christ had stumbled upon in his journeys. A congregation of lepers, and he has this miraculous healing of them. And the healing is a little bit different than most because it relies on their obedience and their faith. They were together, and Christ tells them to go show themselves to the priest, yet they were not healed yet, but he commands them to go to the priest, which they know they shouldn't do because of their ailment. They're unclean. They're not supposed to go into the temple or to the synagogue. But they did in obedience. And out of obedience and faith in Christ, their action, they were healed along the way on their journey to the priest. And one of them, knowing the great miracle that did occur, that it was Christ who healed him, came back and thanked him. And thanked him for his compassion and his mercy and for the miracle that he worked. And so today, this gospel that we hear is also the gospel that we would read for any service of thanksgiving in the church. To show that when we're thankful for mercy of God that he has blessed us with, that we would do read this gospel as a reminder of thanksgiving. And so today let's talk about what that leprosy in this group of lepers, what it meant to the Jews. According to the law, having leprosy made you unclean. It made you be defiled. And you could not be among the rest of your brethren. You cannot go to the temple, you cannot go to the synagogue because you were unclean and you were outcasted. And so this is why these 10 were congregated. And they were even of mixed race and faith. And so we hear that it was the Samaritan that gave thanks to God. And this Samaritan was among Jews. So it didn't matter even that they were mixed. They bonded together in their leprosy. And they were outside the regular community. And this leprosy, which we don't see a whole lot anymore today, but this leprosy, the fathers like to have an allegorical interpretation of leprosy, of our souls. If we hear the scriptures being commented on, if we read the prayers in our book, we always hear this asking Christ to be healing the leprosy of our soul. And so, like the lepers that actually had the disease, we too have a leprosy. We have a leprosy of our soul. And we too are defiled and impure, like those lepers. But what defiles and makes us impure is our sinful ways, is our passions that we succumb to, the things that we know that we should not be doing, the things that we know that God has commanded us not to do that we still do. This is the leprosy of the soul. And like the lepers in the gospel, they like that, we too are kind of outcasted from the church when we are impure. And it's not because we send you out. The priest in the church does not send a sick soul away, but we kind of outcast ourselves. If you notice, our sinful and impure ways is not done in the midst of people for the most part. We don't really show our true self to people when we're in congregation, right? We put on a good show. We do not show our sinful ways and our passionate ways. It's often done in secret. Often done apart from the church. We congregate with other lepers of like mind, and we sin together. St. John of Kronstadt would often say that we have to be very vigilant about our souls, that when we're amongst our people, that oftentimes we are at our best behavior. But when we're in our home, amongst our family, and we're very comfortable, our true self surely shows. Our sins really show out. All those things that we fight against, we kind of let go. When we fight against it when we're amongst people, but when we're comfortable at home and with our family, our true self shows. And it is those sins and that passions that we succumb to is what defiles us now. It's not the Old Testament law of purity. It's the purity of the heart that defiles us now. And so we outcast ourselves. We outcast ourselves because we sin apart from the community, from the ecclesia, from the kahal. The Jews would call us the kahal, the community of God. And so we outcast ourselves with our sin. And we have to understand that we have the power to heal ourselves in a way. We in the church always preach this synthesis with God, that we work with God in cooperation with them. And today's gospel is a very good evidence of that. He sends the lepers to the priest to be healed, even though they were not healed yet, and they went. And because of their action and their faith, they were healed along the way. Likewise, too, our sins of the soul, our leprosy of the soul, can be healed, but we have to act upon it. We can't just pray to God to heal us. Heal us, like in the gospel today, they asked Jesus to heal them. And he just didn't snap his fingers and it was done. He gave them a prescription to be obedient and do a hard thing. Do something that I know he sent them to the priest, and they know that they shouldn't go to the priest. They knew that they were outcast. They knew they shouldn't go there, but they did it. And because of that faith, they were healed. And so likewise, our leprosy, this soul, needs to start with an action of faith on our part. Our faith of doing the right thing that Christ would command us to do. And then the healing of our soul will occur along the way. God will heal us, but it takes our yes to do it. It takes our yes, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to take action in it. And so that's how it's done, brothers and sisters. We work with God to heal our souls. We can't snap our fingers and just pray to God and change nothing in our lives. It takes action. We have to move our feet. We have to do something. We can't just sit back and expect it to happen. That's ridiculous. We have to do action. And we have to work with God. We have to give him something to work with. And that's what the lepers did today with their faith. And ultimately, just one of those people, those lepers that were healed, came back and thanked God. So let's finish it up on Thanksgiving. We're in the midst of the holidays. We're in the midst of a joyous season where we see the abundance of things around us that God has given us. And we should be thankful for all that we have, even if little. And so we have to go back to Christ and everything that we have, even if very little, and thank him. And in our church, the ultimate thanksgiving to God is liturgy. I mean, the Greek word for thanksgiving is liturgy. And so we always need to make room in our lives to go to a liturgy whenever it is offered. Sometimes it means sacrifice. Sometimes it means separating ourselves from the close 10 that we had, as in the gospel today. That Samaritan separated himself from the people he was bonding with probably for a long time with his sickness. He separated himself from that group in order to go back to Christ and say thank you. So likewise, we need to separate ourselves from the worldly passion and the worldly events going around us. We have to come back to the liturgy. That's how we give thanksgiving to God. Sometimes that means we have to cancel doctor's appointments. Sometimes that means we take a day off of liturgy, or off of work, or we rearrange our work schedule so we have a liturgy early in the morning, and I come in a little bit late. And most bosses are understanding about that. Sometimes we take a day off of school, or we come late to school, so that we can give proper thanksgiving when a liturgy is offered to God. So often we take advantage of God's blessings, and we go to church among us on Sunday, but any other liturgy that is offered is not even, there's no effort to attend it. None whatsoever. We have to have action, brothers and sisters. We need to separate ourselves from the 10. That means we have to plan for it. We truly have to give thanks to God for everything that we have in life. For the great things, for the small things, for the sicknesses, for the sorrows, for the overcoming of sin. Everything we have to give thanks to God, and it starts with the liturgy. It is the ultimate celebration of our faith and giving to thank God for what he has given to us, for the salvation he's put upon us, and every earthly blessing. So brothers and sisters, as we come into the holiday, make sure it is the liturgy that ultimately is what we celebrate, the thanksgiving to God. And make your schedules pliable to that. Nothing else is more important, brothers and sisters. Nothing else is more important than coming to the liturgy and thanking God. Nothing else. I know we have lives. I know that we have difficulties in our schedules. We love God. Show him how much you love him. Be it the presence of every liturgy that is offered, if it is possible. Most times it is. If you really think about it, most times it is possible. It may take a little reworking, but it is possible. And your faith will save you. That the Samaritan got a double blessing from God for doing that, for coming back and thanking him. So come back and thank him at the liturgy this holiday season. In the name of God, Father,